welcome to this video on creating a website completely free from scratch and having it ready to receive customers and receive visitors to the site. So we've logged into our system.io dashboard, and this is what you'll see here. We have navigation tabs along the top. We can get rid of that for now because we'll set that up later. Of all the things that we can do, and we'll be uploading videos on how to use all of these features. Today we're going to look at making our website. So we're going to go up the top here to the tab that says blogs. Blogs is where we create our website. So we click on blogs and you'll see the blogs page come up. We don't have one yet, we're about to create it. So we click on create to create our new blog. Type in the name of your blog, which is either your name or your business name. For the purposes of this, the mock business we're creating is called Wet My Plants. So we'll type that in there. You can see here that the domain name is the default system.io domain. We'll talk about custom domains in a different video. But for now, we'll use this free one here, and this is going to be our home page. There are lots of different templates here that you can look at. One that might strike you as interesting that you like, you can choose whichever one of those. We're just going with the default one for this. For the purpose of this, we'll actually be removing all that content and starting from scratch so that you can see exactly what this system is able to do for you. So we're going to click save on that, and that will create our website. Let's give it a second. It's a bit slow here on a Friday. Okay, so here we have our website name, and if we click here on our website name, it opens up what we call the back end of our website. We have up here, we have our posts, which are our blog posts or our blog articles. The pages of our website, that's our main pages, like our home page, our contact page, about us page, and any other pages that we create in there. And then we have categories, which are the categories that our blog posts will fall into. We'll be looking at creating that as well. And up the top here, we have some blue selection navigation buttons. We have the blog layout here. This is where we set up the header and the footer that will be on every page of our website. Where you have at the top, you have the navigation menu on a website, and then down the bottom where there are also navigation or information things. That's where we'll be setting that up. That's what we'll be doing first. We can click on this to view how our blog would look to a visitor, and then we have our blog settings over here, and this one that we have in the posts option, we have our post layout, and that will lay out the structure of our posts before we start putting content and articles into that structure. So we're going to start off with our blog layout. We'll do our header and our footer. We're going to click on that. That will open up the editor. And you'll be able to see in here that we can change and modify things in our header. We can change and modify things down here in our footer, but we cannot change the blog content. So this will be the individual content will be different on each page of our website. But up here we have what will be the same. So we're going to put our logo in. We're going to click on this. We're going to remove the image that's there, and we're going to upload our own. Now, if you haven't already seen our video on how we create our images and our logos in Canva, you can click on the link for that below this video and see how we've created those. But we've already done that, and they are saved in a folder on our computer, ready to upload as we need them. So we're going to click select file. We're going to go to where we have saved our images, and choose the one that we have for our logo. That will upload, and we can insert it onto our page. Once that's uploaded, we can click insert, and that will insert it. Now, of course, that's far too big for our logo. We come down here. If you have a look on this left-hand side, we have all the things that we can do with each element that we place on our website. So at the moment, we're in image. You can see up here, we're in image, and this is our image we have selected. So that's the image name. We can take an action when this image is clicked. We can either open up a URL or show a pop-up. If we have open up a URL, we can click this little box, which will open it in a new window. Something that you want to consider for all of your links on your website is opening them in a new window, because you don't actually want people to leave your site. You want them to always have it available up at the top navigation of their computer. We're going to leave that for now, but what we want to come down here is we want to resize this. So we come down to image size, and you can see here we've got a dragging dot that we can resize with, or we can type in here how big we want it. So let's just go with 100. Okay. The logo that I've chosen that I really, really like, but it is a bit complicated for a logo, which we talk about in on the Canva video, that I don't recommend this for your actual business. I just really like that picture. Okay, so, and then we have over here, we have the menu. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the menu, and the left hand side we have all of our menu options down here. Currently we have home, articles, contact, and about. Now for this website we're also going to create a community, so we're going to put that up on our top navigation menu. So we're going to add menu item. The title of it is going to be community, and we're going to link it to a blog page. Now we haven't created that yet, but we will do that and then we'll come back here and we'll link that up. And we can also reorder these. So you might want home first, and then often people have about next. So we're going to move about up to second place. We're just going to click these little arrows to move it up until about is in the second place. Then we've got articles. I'm going to change that to blog. And then we have contact and community. And I would like contact to be last and community to be second last. So I'm going to reorder those and put community at number 4 and then contact last. And you can also, with each of these, open them in a new window or have a sub menu. Now, if you have these links and they are within your website, you don't need to click this, because when people click on these links, they will stay in your website. But if you had, let's say for an example, you had a shop that was hosted on another site and you wanted to link to that from your system.io website, you could add that in here as a shop link, and you would click here and do custom URL, custom it to your shop, and then you would open it in a new window so that people don't actually leave your website. You can also add in a sub menu as well, and we'll be looking at that in a later video as well. But right now we have our header with our logo and our menu up the top there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the background color of this section. So we're going to click on the section, highlight the section, if I can get it. There we go. So you'll notice that we've got section, and then we've got row, section, row, and then we've got the actual elements inside of that. So when we're doing the background, we want to click on the section, and then we have some options over here that we can then change the look of this section. So the background color is what I'd like to change. I'd like to make that a pale green. Oh, that's a bit ghastly. Let's go with a bit of a lighter green. There we go. Okay, I'm going to copy the hex code for that color because I'm going to match that color with our footer. So I will copy that. And then we will come down and we will look at our footer down the bottom here. So we're going to come down here, we're going to click down here, First, I'm going to change the background to that same color, highlight the hex code and paste in the same one as we had at the top. There we go. Now our footer is the same color as our header. So now we go ahead in here and we change all the things in here that we need to change. First, we're going to insert our logo. Now, because we've already inserted it up here, the system saves that image. So we can just get rid of the one that they've got in there and we can upload ours. But because it's already there, we can click on this navigation over here, your images, and you'll see it there. So we'll just click on that and we'll insert it. And again, down to the size that we want. And then we have a look at what we've got here. So we've got quick links, follow us, there's some socials there and some newsletter. Now, because we're starting a new business, we haven't got all of these things up and running. So we're just going to remove some of these. And we'll add those in as our business grows and as we get more of them. Now here we've got all of these a navigation menu, which is the same as the menu we have up here, but we've just added in our community, so we'll add that in down here. But first I'm just going to change this color to a standard black. You can see when you click on the text, you have some basic text options up here. You can link text, bold, italic, underlined, strike through, or change the color. You can see if we click on an individual word and then click on the link button, you can link to certain things. So we're going to have a look at that now, because I'm going to add in our community. And we had, what order did we put them in up there? We have home, about, blog, community. Here we got home, about, blog, community. Let's home, about, blog, community, contact. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to link each of these. We're going to click on them and you can see that this is already linked to the home page. So I'm just going to show you how that's done. So you highlight the word, click on the link icon, and if you're linking it to a page within your blog, you can tell the system that, or you can link to an outside page by typing in or pasting in the exact URL. So because these are pages within our own website, we're going to click on this image here, and then it will ask us to select the page that we want. And this is our home page. So we're going to click there on home page and that will link it to our home page. And we don't need to open that in a new window, which is this icon here, because that's still within our website. So we go down and we do that for each of those. About, link, select the page, the about page, save, blog, link, which page. The post list page is our blog page. Save it. The community page we haven't created yet. And the contact page, link, click on our website image here and select the contact and save. So now those links are all ready to go. We have over here a little bit of a paragraph that you can say what your business is about. We're just going to keep it simple and remove that. Remove that as well. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Canva and I'm going to make this a transparent image so that we can upload it and have the green background as well and make it slightly larger. So I'm just going to pop out and do that now, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've just imported that as a transparent background and made it slightly larger at the base of our website so that we can see that clearly there. We've got our quick links here. We're going to leave this one blank, and we're also going to just change our text over here for our newsletter, because here is where people can sign up to your mailing list and they can get updates. Subscribe now to get updates. People will put their email address in there, and you will get that in your dashboard, that you know that somebody has signed up to get your emails. We're just going to change the subscribe button here into a color that's more fitting for our website. So if we click on subscribe, you can see over here on the left hand side we have the all the things we can do with our button. So we can tell it to send a form. That just means it's going to tell the system that somebody has subscribed to your newsletter. You can show a pop-up when it is clicked. You can open a URL. You can put a blog link in a button, or you can download a file. For now, we want to submit a form because people are signing up for our newsletter. What we want to do is come down here, and we can fiddle with all the things here, where it's located and the colors, etc. of the button. So we're just going to change this background color to a dark green, and I'm going to change the text to make it slightly larger. So we've got subscribe here, font size is 14. I'm going to boost that up to 22. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move the button underneath the email address here. So I'm going to just grab this and move it, and you'll see this dark blue line appear underneath where my mouse is, and that dark blue line is where the system is saying I can drop this button. So you can see all those different places it can drop the button. We're going to drop it directly under the email address. Okay, so now we can align that up properly. So we click on it again and we come over here to our margins, and we can see that the left margin is -20. We're going to bring that back up to 0 so that it lines it up with that email address. And we're going to make it fluid. That means it will expand and contract with the text or the size of the screen that the person is on. And we're also going to round the corners. So we'll come down here to rounded corners, and we're going to just increase those to a small round. I'm just going to do 6 on each of the corners. So now we have our subscribe button. What we're going to do is we're going to remove that. We want this email address to be the width of this column. So we're going to move it. Again, we'll look at where our dark blue line is. We're going to move it just under our text here. And then this space here with this row here, we can delete this by clicking on the little trash can. And now we have our email address and subscribe. Now, if you would like to get the person's first name as well, which we often do because we can personalize the emails with their first name, we can add that in. So I'll just show you how to do that. So we're going to over here to our elements. Now, how I did that, if you didn't see that, we were clicked on our email address form here, and you can see here we're in our input form, but we want to add another one in. So we just click out of it, click somewhere else over here, and that takes us back to our elements, all of our elements menu here, and we want to add in another form box. So we scroll down until you see forms, and here we can put in form input, we can add another button, we can add checkboxes, and we can add reCAPTCHA. So we're going to put a form in, we're going to click on it and drag it to where we want it, looking again for that highlighted blue line. We're going to drag it over to where we want it. We want it just above our email. There we go. So now we have two form inputs here. So one has already been formatted for email addresses, and now we're going to format the other one to get a person's first name. So we click on our form here, which brings up our form input on the left hand side, and we're going to select the type, and you can see all the different types that we have here to choose from. So we're going to do first name. Now that's going to ask the person for their first name and then their email address, and then they can subscribe to that. And we can also we can change the color, we can change the size here, the text color, the margins. We're actually going to just move that. See how that top margin was a bit far away from the newsletter. So we're going to just make that down to 0 so it's a bit higher. We're going to, if I click off it, you can just see that it's got rounded corners, but we don't want rounded corners between the two forms. So we're going to leave the top corners, we'll come down to rounded corners, here it is. We're going to leave the top and the top rounded at 6, just like our button, and the bottom we're going to turn to 0 so that it sits square on top of the email address. And we're going to come and do the opposite to the email address form. We're going to come down to rounded corners. The top is flat, and the bottom we're going to do 6. And there we go. Looks like that actually has a border, which we do not want. So we're going to come down to border style, solid, full, none, no border. Thank you. There we go, no border. Name and email address. Okay, so we're going to save these changes. Always remember to save changes. And we've done our header and our footer. Okay, now we're going to exit out of here and we're going to have a look at our individual pages. So we just click this little exit, jump back to our main blog menu, and that's going to keep coming up because we haven't filled in our settings yet. And we're going to go to our pages. Now we have our home page, our post list or our blog page, our about and our contact. So let's work from the bottom up. Click on contact. It'll show us a menu. Sorry, it won't show us a menu. Sorry, it'll show us a pre-formatted getting in touch option that we have here. And you can see there that our header and our footer that we just designed are exactly how we designed them. And now we're going to format how we would like our get in touch page to be. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these social icons because we haven't got them set up yet. So we don't want people trying to click on those. We can add them in at a later date. We're going to say get in touch, and then we're going to say just a little bit about our business and if they would like to send us an email. So we're just going to say, we'd love to hear from you. Fill in the form and we'll get back to you. Back to you. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Happy gardening. Okay, now we're going to increase the size of this text. I like to make sure that the text on the website is always at least 22 for readability. Then over here we have their name, email, the subject that they want to message you about, and their message, and then the recapture and submit. We're just going to change the submit color to the same green that we used in our footer, this green down here. So we click on the submit button until we have our button menu. Come down and click on the green that we used, that green there. Submit. There we go. And I'm just going to center that button. So we have here alignment. I'm going to center that button and move it just a little bit away from the recapture. So that's our margins down here. You can see our margins. The top margin is what I would like to increase just a little bit. I think 10 will do. And then I'm going to also center the recapture. So I'm going to click on here and center the recapture. Okay. Now that says what I would like it to say. So we're just going to change our background image here to something a bit more gardening-like than climbing a mountain. So we're going to click on our section. So our section is highlighted, making sure we've got our section highlighted up here. Come down to background image, and we're going to upload an image that we would like for that. So let's have a look. I'm going to grab the image that I want and I'm going to upload it. Okay, I've uploaded the image that I would like, and we have it behind our contact form. You can see here we can adjust the padding of it, which is the margins at the top. Show it on desktop or mobile. We're just going to talk about mobile in a second once we've got this done here. Our margins are good. Let's just click over here and just do some scrolling. Yep, so our margins are good there. Margins are good at the bottom. I like how that looks. People can type in and see. I'm just going to change the text background color here just so that it's more easily readable with that. Oh dear me, that was wrong. So it's just so more easily readable with that that image behind it. So we're going to make it that pale green, and we're going to come down and we're going to make it a little bit transparent, a little bit less transparent. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to copy the hex color because we're going to do behind get in touch as well. So we're going to copy that hex code. We're going to come to behind get in touch and do the same here. The same color and make it a bit transparent as well. There we go. Okay, now we've got our get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Fill in the form and get back to us. Happy gardening. I'm just going to make that just a bit bigger actually. It is at the minimum of what I would like, but I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. Let's make it 30. There we go. Happy with that. Okay, now what I'd like to talk about, once that gets itself sorted. Oh, dear me. Okay, now I'd like to talk about, now that we're doing the content on our web pages, I'd like to talk about something that is right down the bottom here. Sorry, I didn't need to scroll. That was just out of habit. Right down the bottom here, you see two icons. We can see a desktop computer icon and a mobile icon. So we can actually check that our website is going to appear properly on mobile as well, with so many people accessing the internet via their mobile devices. So we can actually check that, and we can actually modify some of our elements to better display on mobile if we need to. So we're going to come down here, we're going to click on the mobile, and it will show us how this will look if somebody visits our website via their mobile device. So let's click on that. Now you can see here how it will look if somebody is looking at our website on their phone. So you can see, we can scroll up and scroll down. We can see how it's slightly a bit wide. So what we can do is we can change these, and what you'll notice over on the other side, on the left-hand side navigation panel, is you will see this image here. you will see a little mobile image. That means if we change anything on here, we're only changing it to display on mobile, which means that it won't change how it displays on somebody's desktop. So we can scroll down here and we can click on these, click on this field, and the image is 22, so we can actually make this text smaller, and that will only make it smaller on mobile devices, not on desktop. So we're going to make it 18. We're going to click on the email, we're going to make that one 18 as well. The subject 18, and the message, click on that one, and that one will be 18 as well. Okay, and once you're happy with how it looks on mobile, then you can go ahead and click Save the changes, and we can exit out of there. The next page that we're going to look at is the About page. It's going to open up again exactly the same way, and it's got an example here. Hey, I'm the author. A little bit about that, some subscribe to join my mailing list, which is just a repeat of what's down here. So we're going to just remove this. So we're just going to delete. If you like that, you can just modify that if you would like to. We're going to start from scratch. Delete that, okay. So here we go, we've got our section for our elements that is between our header and our footer, where we're going to put our About Us page, and we're just going to put a little bit of information here and an image as well. So if you have an idea in your head about how it will look, that will help with your elements. So I'm going to have a title that says About Us, then I'm going to have a couple of sentences of text, and then I'm going to have 2 images side by side. So I can set that up before I start putting my content in. So we're going to start over here with our elements. We're going to have a heading first. Underneath our heading, we're going to have some text. Again, you see this blue line appearing where you can add it in. So we're going to add it directly under our heading. And then next, we want 2 images side by side. So how we do that is we use column layout over here, and we can do 4 columns, 3 columns, or 2 columns. We're going to do 2 columns, and I'm going to show you how to align them differently for desktop and mobile. So we're going to pull in 2 columns here, directly under our text. We have our 2 columns, and in each I'm going to have a heading and an image. So I would bring in a text, and text. And then underneath, I'm going to scroll down here to where I see image, and I'm going to drag an image underneath each one. Image and image. So now we have our elements, we can start putting in our content. So here we have, this is the About Us page. And then I'm going to put in a few sentences about us. Okay, that's a little bit about us. And then I'm going to put an image here. Oops. Look who found the compost. Oh, it wasn't the compost, it was the worm farm. Look who found the worm farm. And this image is going to be our garden. Okay, so we're going to insert our images here. I'll just quickly upload those. Okay, so now we can start to look at how this looks. So we're going to make this heading a bit more of a heading. I'm going to increase the size of it. Nice and big, bold and underline, and do our dark green we've been using. This text we're going to increase, remember, a minimum of 22 on a website. And I'm just going to put an enter there to bring this down a bit. Look who found the worm farm, cheeky monkey. And I'm just going to make this image slightly smaller. Come over to our sizing, I'm going to go 400. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So here we have our About Us, and I'm going to align these two images into the center of the page. So what we're going to do here is, if you see how I'm moving my mouse around and different things are highlighting, what we want is we want to highlight this row, which is the blue. So remember, orange is the element, blue is the blue is the rows, and then green, if I can get the green, there we go. Green is the section. So we're going to highlight the row. I'm not clicking on anything yet, I'm just moving my mouse so that it's highlighted, and we're going to come up here and we can see the options here that we have for aligning the row. So you can line them to the center. So what I would like to do, align it to the center, and that moves this one down so that it's centered and doesn't look so out of place with this one next to it. Okay, and now we're going to push them into the middle. So we come over here to the left hand side, we align this image, we're going to align right, and this image we're going to align left, which pushes them both into the middle. Our garden, align left. Look who found the worm farm, align to the right. Okay, so now we have both of these aligned into the center. Italic and slightly larger, and italic and slightly larger. Okay, now we're going to check how this looks. This is a very basic About Us page. We're going to see how it looks on mobile. So we come down again to the left hand navigation bar, right to the bottom, and click on mobile. And now we can see how it aligns differently on a mobile device, because a mobile device, it will stack your columns on top of each other to fit on mobile. So we've got About Us, then we've got that paragraph. I'm happy with all of that. We come down, and what we want to do is we want to align these differently on mobile so that they sit in the center. So we come down to our text and click on it, and then we come over here, and if we see, we've got alignment down here, and it's got the little mobile image next to it. So we center it on mobile. Come down here to our image, and we want to center that on mobile as well. And it will depend whether somebody's looking on their tablet or on their phone, or what device they're looking at it on. Again, we're going to center this, come down and align center, and center our garden image as well. And because they're on top of each other, I'm just going to put some space between them. So I can do this two ways. I can click on the image and make a space below the image, or I can click on the text and make a space above the text. So we're going to click on this image, and we're going to come down to margins, and we're going to click on the bottom margin. So if you look over here, you can change all the margins at once, and if you want to change individual margins, you can click on this this hashtag box here. We're going to click on the bottom one, and we come down to the bottom, and we're just going to increase it. Let's just see what 10 looks like. So we're going to increase it to 10. I think a bit more. Let's try 20. Okay, I like that better. So there we go. So now we have, that's how it looks. That's how it will look on a mobile device. There we go. We're going to save those changes and jump out. Come back to our menu, our post list page. We're going to click on our post list, say that 5 times fast, our post list page. Now a lot of this is going to be pre-filled. As we create blog articles, this will fill up. So here what we're looking at is we're looking really at the design of the page and how you want the page to look. So the category title will be at the top. We'll be looking at categories in another video. And the blog category descriptions, they are pre-filled. And then here we have what's called the blog post listing. So this is how the blog posts are going to be formatted on the page of your post list page. So you can click on this and you can see down here there are different layouts that you can choose for this page. So it's currently on the 3x3. We can click on this one here, which creates a larger and then the smaller and another larger at the bottom. We can click at this one that has the highlighted one at the top and then the 3 smaller ones down below, or this one here that has 1 large and then 3 small down the side. I always like this one. So this will be pre-filled information. This will be the image that you upload for your blog post. This will be the title that you will upload for your blog post, and this will be the short description that you'll upload for your blog post. So that is all filled in as you create articles and put them on your website. It doesn't get changed here. But what we can do is we can change some of the things about how it displays on your website. And all of those options are down here. Sizes, colors, etc. You can change how your pages down here, how many pages you have. You get more blog articles and they get sorted into more pages. The colors down here, we're going to change the current one to our green that we've been using. And the inactive page, so this is the page that people are on, will be the green. Going to make it a bit brighter. There we go. And the inactive page, going to make that a bit grey. There we go. You can even change the background colour, so we could put in a very pale green background colour as well. So there we go. So people will be able to see which page they're on, and they can navigate through the pages as you increase the number of blog articles that you have on your website. So we can go ahead and, hang on, let's just have a look at this. So we've got to check. Let's have a look at how it sits on mobile. Click on mobile. This will be pre-filled, the category title, and then because they're in columns, it will stack them on top of each other, which looks pretty good. And the page numbers there as well. We're going to just go down and change those on mobile. I don't know why that didn't change. There we go. And we're going to save those changes and go back. And our last page for this video will be our home page. So we've clicked on our home page and jumped in. And now, as I said, when we chose the format of this, it was pre-filled with some formatting. We're going to remove all of this, which is easiest done by sections. So we just highlight the section and click on the bin to remove it for each section. If you're in a hurry, you can use these pre-designed pages. They're actually quite good. But doing it from scratch, you really get to know what the elements are and what you can actually do, and how powerful System.io is for creating your website, and how simple and easy it is to use. Okay, so for our website, we're going to need a title, some text, and some images with some links that really tell people what they can do, what they can find, and where they can go. So let's just create that now. Now, it's often a good idea to map this out on paper, and then you know what elements you're going to drag and drop into this section. So I've already designed what I would like to do, so I'm going to start dragging those elements in. We're going to have a headline, followed by some text, followed by an image, and then below that we're going to have some text beside an image. So remember, we do that using columns. So we're going to put in 2 columns, and we're going to have text in one column and an image in the other. Don't know if you could hear my rooster's out the back crowing his head off for some reason. Then we're going to have a horizontal line underneath that and another heading with some more text. And then we're going to put our blog element in here, which will pre-fill as we create a blog, articles. So we go down to blog and we can do latest blog carousel, blog post listing, or latest blog posts. So you can drag and drop these in and see what they are. We're going to do, so latest blog posts, and we can see here, we can do number of posts per page, 3, horizontal space, change our spacings, and then we can click here and we can set, we can click here to display horizontally. So currently you can see they're displayed vertically on our page with quite a large image and title and description. But we can click this here and display them horizontally on a website. So these will display vertically on mobile, but on our website I like the look of this, so we're going to leave that one like that, and that will pre-fill as you create blog articles. And also, because we have clicked the latest blog post, then every time you create a new blog post, it will be the latest one here and the 2 previous to that. So this will continually update as you create more blog posts. Okay, so let's put our information in. Let's start with our heading, wet my plants. Which we're going to make our colour. We're going to make bold and underline that. And then include our text, just something simple for this example. Welcome to our website. Okay, and then we're going to insert our image, just how we've inserted all the other ones. We're going to upload it and load it on. Okay, spring is here. I'm so excited. I'll wet my plants. Excellent. Then we're going to come down and we're actually going to talk here about our community. Okay, my computer did something weird there. So now we're back and we're going to finish off our home page here on our website, and it will be done for today. So we're going to, as I said, we're going to put our community in here. We're going to talk about our community in this space. So we're going to put in some text here, which I'm going to copy from another document since I already wrote it, but my computer decided to throw a tantrum. So I'm going to paste that in here, and then I'm going to upload the photo that I've created for our community here, and then we'll come back and we'll look at some formatting for these. Okay, I've just dropped in our image that we created in Canva, and I've put in our text here, and now we're going to format this for our homepage, which just gives people a little bit of information about our community. And also when we create this page, we'll also be able to link to our community as well. So we're going to just make this image slightly smaller by using our image size over on the left hand column. Let's go with 300 and see. Yeah, oh, it might be a bit bigger actually. Let's try 400. That looks good. Okay, and now our text over here that I have dropped in here, we're going to format that to align to the center of our page and make it slightly larger, because as we say, nothing smaller than 22 on our web pages on desktop. So make that 22. We're going to align it to the right, and then we're going to look at how this is going to look. So why not join our community, move that down there, of this, there are experienced gardeners, what is that knowledge, make a space there, where my community plants, click here. Okay, and then we're going to just align this image over to the left, and that looks good to me. And then the last part of this page, we come down here, is we've got our, you remember us putting in here our latest blog posts, and these will automatically populate as we create blog posts for our website. But just up here, we're just going to title it and say something about it, so that when people come in here, they know that these are the blog posts that they can click on and read more information about. So let's change our heading here. Let's change our heading to check out and blogs. There we go. We're going to make that our green color of our website. Remembering all of our text information is up here above it. There's our green. Let's bold it and underline it as well. And then just add a couple of sentences about encouraging people to check out our blogs. Okay, so we've just written in here, check out our latest blog articles below. You will find all the information you need to build, maintain, harvest, and enjoy your garden. So there we go. So now we've finished our homepage. We're going to click Save Changes. And once that's saved, we're going to, as always, come down and we're going to click and see what it's going to appear like on mobile. So click Mobile and let's have a look here. So of course, our columns have stacked on top of each other as they do. So we've got our title, Wet My Plants, information, our image there. And then because this has stacked the columns on top of each other, we'd like to format it slightly differently for mobile. So we're going to click on our text here again, and we're going to center it. So on our left, remembering we have our mobile image here. So this is only going to change the formatting on a mobile device. So we're going to come down here, we're going to center that for mobile. So that looks like that. And our image here, we're going to center for mobile as well. So come down here, alignment for mobile, center. There we go. And that looks pretty good. And then it's going to stack our three latest blogs on top of each other and down to our footer. Okay, so we're going to click Save those changes that we've made to mobile. If you have any questions about particular things that you can do and change, particularly this elements column over here, you can subscribe to our channel, and we'll be uploading individual videos on how all of these different elements down here work and how you can use them in your business and on your website. If you'd like to see how we made those images in Canva, then you can click on the link in the description and you'll see how we made all these images for our website. And we'll see you in the next video.